Hi everyone, my name is Laura Milligan. Happy Monday. This is my Monday Facebook Live. I go live almost every Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm so glad you joined me today. I have some fun things I'm going to share with you featuring the best delivery stamp set. It is so cute, and who knew that we needed a truck like this in our stamping collection, but I think we do. And I think you'll agree with me when you see how cute these cards are. If you're there, give me a shout out. I know sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. I always like to make sure I'm in the right spot, and so I'm going to start by giving away the cards that I created last week. I did 2 Facebook Lives. I always do one on Monday, and then during celebration, I'm doing what I call a Facebook Live Take 2, and I'm featuring the celebration free products that you can earn with qualifying orders. So let me switch my camera view down, and I'll give away the cards I made last week. Okay, and I see some people hopping on. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Jean. Hi, Anne-Marie. Thank you so much for joining me today. So these are the cards that I made last week. And these were cards featuring my tutorial sheets that I send out over the week. Every weekend, I call them my weekend inspiration. And so I made 2 of these. These came right from those project sheets. So if you have not signed up, I got a lot of new subscribers, which was great. Welcome to all of you. If you have not subscribed to my email list, I will encourage you to do that. And I will put a link when I'm done with my Facebook Live today. All you need to do is click on that, and then you will start receiving my free project tutorials. So these are the 2 that I made last week, and this one is going to Michelle Holbrook. This one features the, and you know what I should say, this features the In the Moment stamp set, which is such a pretty stamp set. That one's been really popular. This is a celebration product, I think it's called Daffodil Afternoon designer paper. And this daffodil was just snipped right from the designer paper. So this one is going to Cheryl Bow. This cute little girl, everybody loved her. And she is going to Pat Derlick. Pat is a longtime friend of mine. Her sister-in-law was one of my dearest friends. Okay, and then this is the Shabby Chic one I made with the Catching Butterfly stamp set. And this is going to Jackie Scarola. So I will get those in the mail probably today, this afternoon. And the way you have a chance to get those cards is by leaving a comment, sharing the post. Okay, and I see a lot more people hopping on. Welcome, everyone. So good to see you. So before I make my 2 cards for today, I want to just give you a little glimpse. I am going to be releasing a class featuring the Daffodil bundle, Daffodil Afternoon, I believe it's called. And this is just a quick sneak peek at the cards that we'll be making. You make 6 cards in the class, and this is a wonderful, wonderful class. Details coming through an email. So if you're not on my email list, you need to sign up so you know about my classes to go. All right, so like I said, today I am making 2 cards featuring the Best Delivery stamp set. I used this for bingo last week, and I also offered it as a class to go, and registration for that is over, but I had some more ideas with this stamp set, and so I want to share those with you now. So this is the first card that we're going to make, and the sentiment says, loving thoughts to guide you into your next adventure, wishing you all the best. So I thought this would be a great card for graduation, also retirement, even someone that's moving. But I thought it was a really great card to send to someone that's retiring. So let me show you how to put this together. I love this bright color combination, and I picked this because I wanted it to be something that I could send to either a man or a woman. I'm going to tuck this under there like that. Okay, so I am starting with my thick basic white card base. And I love all the different layers and colors on this. I thought this was really fun. So I am starting with a piece of Designer Series paper. This is Granny Apple Green. These designs come in stacks. There are color families, and Granny Apple Green is, of course, in the brights. So I'm going to start by just attaching this to the front of my card. I'm going to put a couple of these layers on here first, and then I'll get to stamping. And you could decide either one of these patterns would work. See if I get my glue going here today. Here's my little pin. Seems like I always need to do this. Okay, it's just nice to keep that handy. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to put a few dabs down this piece. You don't need a lot. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the basic white showing. Just a little strip there. Okay. Then I'm going to add a piece of, this is crumb cake, or actually this is Sahara sand. I'm sorry, Sahara sand. This is another pattern. You can see, well, actually, you know what? It's the same pattern, but you can see I'm going to be using the different side. And so for this, I'm just going to angle it a little bit, like that. I think you could get a lot of leverage. I'm going to angle this like that. I think you could get a lot of leverage with this stamp set for men, women, children. If you have anybody little that loves matchbook cars, they certainly would love this. Okay, I'm going to set this aside a minute. And I'm going to take this piece of basic white and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. Oh, and I should tell you, so first what I did was, as far as stamping, I stamped my truck in Granny Apple Green. I know I have never seen a truck that is Granny Apple Green, but why not? I thought this was super cute and kind of fun to switch it up. All right, so I am going to position this. Just going to kind of position this in place. My white panel is going to overlap these strips of designer paper here, and my truck is going to go over the white edge. And one of the stamps in this set is this little thing, and it's just to create a shadow under the wheels of the truck. So I'm going to stamp that first with crumb cake ink. This is a photopolymer stamp set, and so especially like I know when I was stamping the truck, you want to be sure to stamp on some kind of foam. I use my deluxe foam mat because you want a surface that will give a little bit so that you can get a good impression when you're stamping that, even with the little stamps like this. So I'm going to just hold this about where I want it. That looks pretty good, and I'm just going to add my little shadows here. It grounds the truck. Okay, so we have that there. And then I'm going to take this little piece. This is a different pattern from that designer paper stack. And I'm going to use this side. I'm going to add my words. And so my words are loving thoughts to guide you into your next adventure, wishing you all the best. I'm going to use my Tuxedo Black ink. I'll get that stamped up. And I'm just going to stamp this on the center of this, like that. And then what I did was I used my stitched rectangle dies, and I love these because of the stitching. And I think this, let me see, is that, yeah, so this is the one that I used. It fits perfectly. Look at all of these dies you get in this. This is a great set of dies. A lot of different sizes, more rectangular, different, just different. And of course, like I said, I love the stitching. So I ran that through my die cutting machine, and that's where I got that piece, just like that. I do some of the prep work ahead of time just to save a little time, but if you have any questions, of course, be sure to let me know. All right, so this is going to be positioned right like this. I haven't attached this piece yet, but I'm going to hold that there, and I'm going to add some balloons. These are so cool. The way they did these balloons and the hearts, they're flat on this side, as you can see. so that you can stamp them right up against the back of the truck. So it looks like they're just exploding out of the back. So what I'm going to do is use Poppy Parade. I thought that was a good pop of color, an additional pop of color. This card's already pretty bright. So I'm going to ink this up with Poppy Parade. And what I'm going to do is position this where my truck is and then just sort of slide that away like that. And now I'm going to put my truck in place. But isn't that fun? So I'm going to go ahead and pop up the truck with some dimensionals. You do have to hand cut the truck. There are not dies for that, but it's pretty straight cutting. It's actually pretty easy to do, and it just makes it look so cute. Yes, Debbie says she loves her stitched rectangle dies. I do too. I love any of the dies with stitching. Well, really all of the dies. I feel like we are so spoiled. We barely have to cut anything out, but every once in a while it's okay to do that. So I'm going to go ahead, before I attach my truck, I need to secure this white piece onto my card front. So let me find my glue, and I'm just going to put a few dabs here and there. Just like that. Lined up. I don't know if you can hear my friend Charlie. He is laying here snoring. He's not interested in stamping today. That's Charlie. Okay, so I'm just going to position this, and look how fun the balloons are coming right out of the back. Then I'm going to take there's an individual balloon stamp. So you have the big bouquet of balloons, I'll call them, and then an individual, and then you have all these hearts and an individual heart as well. So I'm going to take this balloon and almost make it look like one or two of these have escaped. So I'm just going to have those go right up there. They're just flying away. Okay, so there we have that. And then I should have done this sooner, and I totally forgot. I'm going to add, you can see, I think on my sample, you can see like some of the little flecks. I wanted to add some flecks because, I don't know, I just like that look. It kind of just adds a little bit of interest to this plain white panel. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And how I like to do this is with my bone folder, and I use the brush tip of the my blends. And you know what, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna cover the back of my card like that, and now I'm just gonna add some flecks. And you know what, I might as well put some on the truck. So you can do as little or as many as you want. I think a little bit goes a long way. I try to use a lighter touch when I'm doing that. Oh yeah, so Carol, first time seeing this set used and love it. It is such a cute set, and I feel like it's being overlooked in our catalog. So I think it's really, really fun. And like I said, it's good for girls and boys and men. All right, so I'm going to take my word panel, and I'm going to just do a little strip of Stampin' Seal on the back here and use some linen thread. I'm just going to take a little bit off of here. And let me see, let me grab my paper snips. And I'll just add a little bit of a swirl. And usually what I do is like I'll wrap it around my fingers a couple times and then sort of position it. And I use this tape on the back to help hold it in place. And now I can just sort of move it around. Let me see. I always like to take a peek and see what it looks like on the front. I don't worry too much about it because I like it to be a little just kind of free form. Like that. Whoops. I think I need to put a little more. Where did I put my tape? There it is. I'm going to put a little bit more adhesive there. Okay. Pull some of this up. Okay, so I just sort of play around with this until I get it to how I like it, and I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of this. And I use the dimensionals to also help secure that linen thread. Yeah, Colleen has this set. We used this for bingo this month, and I think everybody really liked the projects. This is a different project. We did not do this in bingo, so this gives you a couple additional ideas. So there's the front of my card, and the only other thing I want to do is add a little bit of bling. And as you know, I love these new iridescent rhinestones, so I am going to put some of those on a card. I think at this point, if I ever made a card where I didn't use those, you would think maybe something was wrong with me. I'm going to put one right there. And that was strategic because I didn't get a good impression when I stamped that. So I'm just covering up my boo-boo. And then I'm just going to put a few more down here. Yes, Debbie, I agree. What would life be like without dimensionals? That would be sad, wouldn't it? We love our dimensionals. Okay, so there is the front of my card, and then I thought what I would do on the inside is take a piece. Now I have to see if I can find it. Things get buried here. Okay, so I have a little strip, another strip of the Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to just put that there. So I'm going to, and really either side, I think I'll put this side up just for something different. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Our mailman is here. He usually doesn't come till much later. Go get him, Charlie. Go get him. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I thought it would be fun to put some balloons here as well. And so since this is a straight edge, I'm going to do the same thing that I did at the back of the truck. I'm just going to add some balloons here like that. Look how cute those are. And I think I could also do another one, slip flying away, because that's just fun. So there's that. You could add, you know, some of the iridescent gems if you'd like. But so there's card number 1. And I'm not done yet. I want to show you a super cute idea that I came up with for the envelope. So you know I did a whole series on, or a whole Facebook Live on different things to do with envelopes and ways to decorate your envelopes. Well, what I realized was this truck is big enough that when I ink it up, I'm going to ink this up really well. It's a big stamp. It's a handful. I'm going to center this on my envelope and give it a good press. I want to make sure I get a good impression on those wheels especially, and that looks great. So what you can do is put your address, whoever you're sending this card to, you can put their name and address right in that space. And who wouldn't love to get that, right? If you wanted to, you could even add the balloons, which why not, right? Let's make it look fun. I would love to get this card in the mail in a cute envelope like that. So that is my first card with a matching envelope, and just really, really fun and bright colors, which I think we need, especially in Ohio. We don't get a lot of sunshine. So there is my first card. So let me know what you think. Show me some love. It makes me feel good. I love to hear what you think. I love your comments and your encouragement. Thank you, everybody. All right. So my next card, let me get some of these inks out of the way here. My next card is a Slimline card. And so I want to show you, let me pull up my catalog here. This, so here is the Best Delivery stamp set that we're using today. And you can see they made a shaker card and just some, here's a little box, super cute. Here's a Slimline card. And this is the first time we have had Slimline envelopes in our product offering. I love these, and they are on the same page as the Best Delivery stamp set. This is 53 of our January to June mini catalog. And so let me show you these. So these are perfect. They are made to fit Slimline cards. They come in white, smoky slate, and soft succulent. And let me open one up. Look how cute the flap of this has this cute little scalloped edge, and then they're lined with a cute pattern. I love these. Up until now, when I was making slimline cards, I had to mail them in those boring business white envelopes. And so I love that we came out with these. So I'm going to do a slimline card. They are really fun to do, and these are, what you do is you start with your regular 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and so this is 8.5 across. You're going to cut it 7 inches and then score it at 3.5. And that's what I have already done. So I'm going to go ahead. This is Smoky Slate. I'm going to go ahead and give this a nice crease. I love this color. Okay. Now let me get my parts and pieces for this card. Okay. So for this one, I am using paper. Let me see if I've got it right here. I have used this paper a ton, and I don't have all of it, every pattern left, but this is the majority of the patterns. I think I have all of them here. I just don't have full sheets of them. This stripe is one of my favorite because I think you can pull so many. There's Granny Apple Green, Blushing Bride, the purple, that's I believe Highland Heather, Bermuda Bay. You can pull colors from these, and it is Valentine paper. Valentine paper, it's called Sweet Talk. I'm going to use a couple of these hearts here. I'll show you what you can do with those, but it's not all like girly. I mean, there's plenty of feminine components to it, but I think you can use this and like this paper and make some really great masculine cards. Okay, so I'm going to flatten this out, and I'm going to start with, actually I use this paper, and it's kind of like a marble paper in Blushing Bride, different tones of that, and I went ahead and stamped my truck, and I have already cut it out with my paper snips, because why not? If we have a Granny Apple Green truck, why not have a Blushing Bride truck, right? Okay. I have a piece of basic white, and I'm going to attach that just centered on my card front. So I'll use my Tombow glue. Just squiggle a little bit on. So I'll center that on the front. I always love the combination of gray and pink. I think it's really soft and pretty. All right, so do that. And then I have a strip of this Sweet Talk designer paper. So I'm just going to put that there. And you can see it's different shades of hearts. I'm going to put this here. And I just left a little bit of that at the bottom as well. And you know what, the next piece is going to be this. And I'm actually going to slip it under there. So I'm going to attach that next. I should have done that before I did this, but it all works. There we go. So we'll just slide that under there. I don't know if I got that straight. There we go. That's the nice thing about the Tombow, you have some wiggle room. Okay, then what I did was I used the Taylormade Tags, and I will tell you they have been unavailable for several months, I would say, and they are back in stock now. And if you don't have these are a must-have. Yes, Linda, you actually have to fussy cut this truck, and I know you can do it. We are so spoiled. You know, like I said, there are very few things we have to cut because we have so many great dies and punches, but we can do this. It's okay. It's worth it. If you really didn't want to cut it, you could just cut a rectangle and stamp it on there, but it's definitely worth it. I know you can do it. All right, so what I decided to do, like I was saying, if you don't have these tag dies, this is a must-have. I have used these over and over and over again. And I am going to cut, let me slide this out of the way here a minute. So I've cut one of the tags out, and one of the things I love about these is that when you run them through your die cutting machine, they cut the holes out as well, so that if you are using those as tags, you can just add your twine or ribbon to those. And then they also have these little reinforcements. I've talked about these a lot and used these a ton in Facebook Lives, so I don't think these are anything you have not seen before. I'm going to make this a birthday card. So the words that I want to use for this one, birthday wishes signed, sealed, and delivered. So cute. Yes, you can, Linda. You can do it. You can do it. Linda is very creative. Okay, so I'm just going to do birthday wishes signed, sealed, and delivered, like that. And that is going to be attached behind my truck. So I'm actually covering up the little hole, but that's okay. That's all right. I just love that this was the perfect size and it had the stitching around it. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little swirl. So I am going to take my tape again. Just put a little bit of this back here, and that will sort of help hold this in place. This is this baker's twine. It's black and white. It's a combination pack of ribbon. It's the Playful Pets combo. You get the red stitched ribbon and then the twine. And of course, I love this twine. I love anything black and white. I think it's pretty. So I'm just going to create a swirl here, and maybe I'll make this one a little bit bigger. This is how I do it. I think there's probably different people probably have different ways of doing it, but this seems to work for me. It kind of helps me secure it on the back, and then I always flip it over just to double check that I like, make sure I like what it looks like, and that looks pretty good. So I'll snip this here, and I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on that. And then this is just going to be attached to the back of my truck, like that. So I'm going to do that first. And then I'll pop up this whole panel, including the truck. So we'll just do that like that. Okay. Now I'm going to just add some dimensionals. So I know Linda does not like to fussy cut. How about the rest of you? You don't mind, or do you try to avoid it? You know, we are really spoiled. We don't have to fussy cut a lot, but Linda. I don't know. How about some of you other people watching? Do you like to fussy cut? Do you avoid it? I don't mind, and I tell you, our paper snips, they are so sharp, clear to the end. They make fussy cutting so easy. Okay, so I'm going to just put this truck right here going down the road. Just like that. Isn't that cute? And then I wanted to add something in here. So what I did, and I wanted to point this out to you, I used a piece of the Sweet Talk designer paper. It has all these hearts on it, and Linda, and those that don't like to fussy cut, you will love this because there are actually dies as part of this bundle. They are called Sweethearts, and this die is actually my favorite die in this whole set of dies. It makes an adorable, teeny tiny little envelope, and but I wanted to point out that there are 3 dies that actually cut these hearts from this designer paper. So if you don't like to fussy cut, you can just put these on here. Let me just show you how these fit on here. It's so easy, and there's one. So there are multiples of each size. So you can die cut and die cut, so you don't have to do any fussy cutting of these hearts. And I love this too, this long strip of hearts. Then there's a vertical one, a horizontal one. Here's a cute tag. This is a great set of dies. I love hearts. Hearts are one of my favorite shapes. All right. Let me put these away. And so I took 2 hearts from here, Love You and BFF, and I'm going to go ahead and attach these. this paper with the hearts is really cute. It's so bright and colorful, and I love that they pulled in the purple, and the red, of course, is always good. This heart I'm going to pop up, so I'm going to take a dimensional. And pop that. I'll just put that right there. So those are sort of overlapping. So there is my Slimline card. I'm going to add a little bit of bling. I'm just going to do a couple of these. I just happen to have these. I think these are the only embellishments I have here right now. So I'm just going to add a couple more. Maybe just one right there. You know what? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one on each of my hearts too. Put one there and one there. There you go. All right. So then on the inside of my card, I have a smoky slate base, as I told you. So I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to put that in here for my inside greeting. If you haven't made a Slimline card yet, I encourage you to do it. They're fun. And, you know, it's always fun to switch it up a little bit. So, okay, so there is my inside. And I'm going to use the stamp from the set, Sending Lots of Love Today and Each Day After. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right there. And I'm going to take this little individual balloon. Let me clean that. This is I think I used this last week. This is my Stampin' Chamois. It is obviously very well loved, but it's a quick way to clean ink off your stamps. I'm changing colors now. I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo, or I'm sorry, it's Blushing Bride. You know what, I don't think I have that with me. So I'm going to just grab, I have my Flirty Flamingo here. Let's see. It's kind of close. It's a close color. Here we go. I'll just use this. Actually, I could also pull, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to pull the Highland Heather, because there is definitely purple. I've got purple in the front here, so I'm going to use purple, Highland Heather. You can never have enough purple, right? Okay, and I'm just going to put some balloons there. Isn't that a pretty color? There we go. Put some down here. Balloons just make everything fun, don't they? All right, so there is that, and then I want to show you, there's my finished Slimline card, and I did do an envelope for this. Let me show you. So I did the truck on the envelope. Again, I stamped a few balloons, and look how cute the insert is, and this will fit perfectly in here. You can use just one stamp, a regular stamp like you would for any card that you make, and think that's just really fun. So let me pull in my other card. Thanks everybody. I love your feedback. I encourage you to do, like I said, use a Slimline card. Don't miss this stamp set in the catalog, because I think a lot of people are overlooking it, and it is adorable. So let me show you the stamp set again. It's called Best Delivery, and it is on page 53 of our January to June mini catalog. Leave a comment, whether you're watching live on Facebook or replay or on YouTube. Leave a comment, because I do pull names from the YouTube comments as well. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I would encourage you to do so. Just click on that subscribe button and I would be very grateful. Let me switch back up here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. We have a beautiful day here. The sun is out, and boy, doesn't that make a difference? It really does. It makes you just feel better. So thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next time. I will be here on Thursday with a Facebook Live Take 2 featuring one of the sets from Celebration, and I look forward to that. I hope to see you next time. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.